data will never come. So first of all, just do one thing. Whenever you are trying to approach a person for all these Z Explore signups, never just go and say you have to sign up. No, don't say in that way. Best option would be give them a plot. What is mainframe? What is enterprise computing? Why it's important? What it's doing? And all these things. And let's see like whether they are interested in it or not, from a technological point of view. Because Z Explore is an educational platform. There they have to learn something to acquire those badges. It's not like you are seeing a movie and everyone would be getting a badge. So first you have to do all the challenges, and for that you should be technically a bit sound. Like you should know about basic things and how to use VS Code, which is much simpler code editor, and then a very simple installation of extensions. And first you should develop the interest of the person, and when you talk to a person you just eventually know whether they are interested in this technology or not, and then proceed. Because if you are telling about mainframes to anyone, they would not be believing in it and they would not be willing to do the sign up. So be specific to the niche group, because technology itself is a niche group. Not everyone, even in tech, is interested about technology. Some of the people are just for money. Computer science is a background where people are just like, we need a job, it's a high paying job, okay, so we will do it. But not like that. People who are really interested, what IBM wants us to do is to find the real people who are interested in technology, and now it's better to do the advocacy with them rather than going with anyone. Like don't approach a person just because he is in your class. Doesn't make sense. Even one of the thing would be, if you are in your second or third year, even in your masters, try to approach juniors. That would be really helpful, because now when the students are in their freshman years, they don't have a lot of opportunity. They are not thinking about internships, they are not thinking about any other learning platform initially when they enter. And specifically try to go on with computer science students, because they will be the most appropriate for this thing, the Z Explore. Because IBM recommends people from computer science background to go with it. Electronics is okay, but they have their own things to do. So juniors are the best way to get referrals, because now these people are in masses and now they need opportunity to learn. So at initial point of time, I started as a junior in the mainframe community. I was not knowing about it anyways, so I learned, keep learning. And if you ask me, Rituraj, whether you would do all these things in your third year, so I would say probably not, because by the time you reach third year, it would be much more career specific. So I need to do data analytics. So I would not be focusing on all this mainframe stuff. So I will surely go with very specific thing in my third year. So it's really a waste of time to just encourage people in their third and fourth years, because now they would be focusing on placements or maybe higher education or maybe some very specific thing which they like. So you can't force people, but try to get people in their first year or second year. And even if someone is in masters, that's really cool, because there, if they want in masters, as per I know, they do get time if they are not writing anything like a thesis or all. So yeah, they do get time, and if they want to do so, because we have a lot of ambassadors and captains who are pursuing their masters, so yeah, they can surely do that. Apart from that, the emphasis on mainframe should be the most important thing. Never ever go and say, just sign up to the IBM Z Explorer and give me a referral. That doesn't work. It's like you are trying to say, it's a referral is like you're selling a product. It's like if you have a product, you have to sell it. And you say, if that person likes it, he will, if he's interested in the product, then only he will like it. So if someone is interested in technology, he will like IBM Z Explore, because it's a really fine and what do you say, easy to learn platform. Because we as ambassadors have tried it, and it's now the new look is really good and optimized. So anyone who can learn from that, like if you follow the steps very properly, then you can surely just get all the things done. It's not that hard. So that would be the first thing. Just go on with mainframes and enterprise computing in your local community rather than directly asking people to sign up on Z Explore. And the next thing would be obviously just focus on freshers or juniors at your university. That would be the best option, because these people will believe in you more than anyone else. because if you see your peers, obviously they would be having their own things to do. Someone is interested in something, and obviously mainframe is not for everyone. Not everyone likes it, and some things that it's outdated, so we can't do anything. That's a real time experience with me. I told about mainframe, my friend liked it, but he didn't go with the Explore just because he thinks mainframes are old, and he should go. If he told me that if I want to go, I will go with AWS or Microsoft Azure. So I thought like that's fair enough, because these things are having much more market capital, so people think that's a better career option. But obviously mainframe is small in terms of the market share, but obviously people are also less, competition is less. If you can just be on the top list, eventually you can just crack the whole thing. So that totally depends whether you go for, whether you choose a platform which is totally having a lot of opportunities and a lot of people, or a platform which is full of opportunities but not many people are aware of it. That's how mainframe was, because still there's a big point that you should emphasize on. Mainframes have been in the industry for more than 5 to 6 decades, and no one can even replace the whole thing. Because I always think in the from 1950s 60s that IBM produced mainframe. It's a copyrighted thing, and till date no one was able to just make anything close to that. Even they say that cloud can replace a mainframe, which is a total nonsense, because at the end cloud is a distributed thing which is like takes a lot of space, energy consumption. When we talk about mainframe, it's a centralized architecture, and it's very fascinating to see. It's If you stand near a mainframe, it is just very small in comparison to a big data center where you have a lot of servers. It can replace thousands of x86 based servers. So that's a cool point to make. So I think the main thing would be how you present in your events, and how you even carry that whole advocacy thing even in day to day life. So let's take an example. If you're talking to someone like any of your friends, or if you're approaching a junior, how will you do? You should not go and just say about mainframes directly. Just normal talk. How That's how I do it. That's my way of doing. Just talk to people, discuss something, and eventually, while communication is going on, just slide in mainframes, but not in a way that you are trying to put all the mainframe stuff in their mind, but just create a good impression of mainframes, because that's how you are not typically brainwashing them, but you are just putting that good vibes of mainframe, like mainframe is good. They should have, because there was a session with Joe Winchester in the last year. He told one thing, like people had that misconception just because IBM was making mainframes, many other brands and other people said mainframes are old, they are not relevant anymore, and all these things are just cluttered here. So people think like we should not focus on mainframes, but still 70% of the industrial workload is running on mainframe at just 6% of the IT cost, which is fascinating. If you consider whole IT infrastructural cost in the world, then mainframe just account for 6%. Even if it's $1 million computer, that doesn't mean it would be very expensive. I want to see mainframes as in iPhones. There's a quote like someone told last year. I had an event, then another speaker. We can say mainframes are the iPhones of enterprise computing, and that's true because iPhones are expensive, but they are people are initially people who are not able to afford iPhone, but now they are just buying iPhones because of its features, because of the craze. Similar kind of craze can be developed for mainframe, just because that machine is having a very high performance, resiliency, reliability, and one of the highest performing and most powerful platform on the planet. If you don't compare it with supercomputers, for sure. And it's still, we can commercially, it's available. Supercomputers we can't buy as an organization. No one can buy super organization just like that. But mainframes are one of the most powerful platforms. So yeah, it's just about people. And after Z16, there's an increase in the sales, and also that's a good thing for all the people. And the one of the final thing which I would like to say, which is really important, because whenever you're taking an event, what we do generally is we are showing them the link or QR code. Just go to Z Explore and you will do that. After, whether you are taking an offline or an online event, just make sure you take some time and give a live demonstration of how to sign up on Z Explore. So the reason is simple. In this way, you can encourage them to perform the similar steps together with you, and they will create their own accounts and refer you on the spot. So in this way, you are just getting the referrals on the spot without any question mark whether I would be getting the referrals or not. That's a very important thing to consider. Just because a lot of time we just show them the QR code, some of them scan it but they never open it again. Some of them even doesn't, they will not even scan. If even if you send the link, they will not open it. So best is just put in a live demo of that thing and just do it yourself, and they would be following you. And in that case, it's much easier and it's much better because now they don't have to do the whole process again after the session ends. So that's one of the things. And when I talk about signups and referrals, it's quite simple. How people perceive the one of the thing which I see is it's really very difficult to just get someone in your classroom or even in third or fourth years or in masters to do something like this, because these kind of thing would be like like what is the explore, it's an exploration kind of thing. When person is in first or second year, he can explore about this and choose whether he want to do mainframes or not. So that's a differentiating thing. So if someone is already decided that they are doing this thing, so I know a lot of folks, they are doing all the Google Cloud stuff or they are doing Amazon Web Services. So eventually they will be doing very specific things. They will be doing everything related to that. Like as a champion, why I am champion, just because I am doing all the things related to IBM. So if someone sees my profile, they would be seeing mainframe content, IBM Z, and all the things related to enterprise computing. If I am going to start another thing, I am posting everything, then the value would reduce, because now I am doing something, some advocacy for IBM, sometimes Microsoft, sometimes Google, and eventually I am just mixing the whole thing, which doesn't work. So even there's an IBM Cloud. So people, and I recently got the thing that you can learn the whole train, you can do the whole training for free, and then even they are providing some vouchers for us. But obviously that's not an easy task to do the cloud training. So first of all, you have to be very specific. So whenever you are doing an event, just add very specific slides to your event. Just make it short, but put these times to explain and do the live demonstration. That's one of the biggest thing which you should do, because that really helps. Like why can't we have all this demonstration? Because people are doing AI ML demonstrations live. They are making the whole model live and they are just implementing that AI model, predicting the results in real time. So this is very small thing in comparison of that. You just have to show them how to sign up. And let's be frank, everyone knows how to sign up. It's much easier. We are doing a lot of things. We are doing or making one page referral, all these things, how flyovers, videos. But do we need a walkthrough video for that? The answer is no, because everyone knows how to sign up. Because if you ask them how to sign up on Instagram, how to sign up on Facebook, how you made an WhatsApp account, it's very simple. Similar to IBM Explore, you just have to go there, enter the details. We all know English. It's very simple. And I think that it's really cool and simple to do all the things. Just you have to approach right people. And the first thing is approach people. That's the biggest point. If you don't approach people, no one would be knowing that mainframe exists. You have to tell them by approaching, and obviously don't make it a very awkward kind of scenario where you are just going and telling about mainframes, but just keep it friendly and just try out whether they want it or not. It's just like a placement cell in a university where many companies are coming in and they are showing that we are offering this job role, we are offering this. Now the candidates may have to choose which one they would like to apply for. So that kind of thing, you are just telling, you are just promoting the thing. Now it depends totally on the person. So never ever tell that just do that, because they will never do it. That's the truth. If you say someone that just do it and add my name, it's less very unlikely that they will be just referring you. But let them think. Your way is to just go in a simpler way. Your work would be as an ambassador to just do an event, a good event, and try to fill the proper knowledge in the event rather than just filling it with Z Explore. Because if you say Z Explore, it doesn't make you sound very nice. If you can say a lot about mainframes, the technical aspect, not just be basic. it should be technical, but at the same time it should be basic, because these people are not knowing about a lot of things. Like an example, you can just say about ZOS. You don't have to go with the technicalities, but you can say what is ZOS. It's a primary operating system on Z, and apart from that, we can use a lot of different operating systems. Even Windows, we can run Windows on mainframes. We can do anything which is possible on a normal x86 servers. There's a mainframe modernization approach where we are just converting all the legacy applications to the new mainframes. Okay, target juniors and maybe first year. That one was really good, and that one really works, because I think that's the biggest point. Because even if I say about myself, if I am in third year now, someone comes to me and say, hey, just look, I have this thing for you, I don't just apply. Nowadays people are just marketing a lot of things. They are just marketing a lot of fake internships as well. But if their product is selling, so why should, but we are not doing anything wrong. Everything we are just saying is on the website, and website is not made by us anyways. It's IBM's website, so it's authentic and it's really cool. If you just open it, you see the quality of content they are putting, and they're improving it day by day. So eventually they are just doing all the things in a proper way. And hope, like I'm seeing a lot of people are entering IBM Z Explore in the recent times. More than 30,000 folks already entered the Z Explore, and it's growing. So let's see how it goes. Apart from that, I would like to listen what you all have been doing, like anyone. Like Thobani, if you have been doing anything extra or anything other than that, it would be really good.
Yeah, you mentioned something about, you mentioned the walking through the platform with them. Yeah, I find that with that area, it's really effective. It helps rather than just pushing a link to them and telling them to sign up at the following link, refer me as ambassador. But when you actually take them through the platform and in person, yeah, it makes a big difference than doing it virtually. In person, you can see the person's interest. You can see how deep they are, how willing they're actually how how they actually how much are they interested in the platform. So yeah, physical, I think physical demonstrations are most effective, and those are most effective.
Can I ask you both if the new look Z Explore, has that made it a bit easier, because now the referrals, like where people go to click on the referrals and add you in, is like completely obvious rather than, you know, a 3-step. I think when we spoke last, Tabani, a couple of weeks ago or in beginning of the year, it was quite difficult to find where the referral part was, but now it's right there on that when you first go to the Z Explore page.
Yeah, it's optimized. It's optimized. My concern is it's the white. The white ish.
I had the
exact same thoughts about the new light mode.
Right.
Okay, so I'm Lucas. Oh, this is a sidebar from signups, but Lucas did actually ask for feedback on the new look Z Explore, so I can add that to our comments, or I can double up, because I passed Hanan's on before, so I can double up on that.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what your opinion is, Rituraj, because do you like the dark mode or the new light mode?
It's mixed reaction, because I like some of the dark mode, like the total background and the new icon, kind of the whole carousel is better in the new look. The pink colors and all, it just pops out. But it's like some of the dark mode the dark mode thing was good, and light mode is also good.
Yeah,
but it's not.
exactly.
I would like something if it's mixed.
I have
But that's
Yeah.
just
exact
my.
same thoughts because I like the new icons and the new colors and everything, but I think the background should be a bit dark, or at least there should be an option to like
Yes.
switch it over.
It's just because we are so used to using the dark mode now after the Androids and iOS came up. So we are using dark mode all the time. Most of the people on their smartphones, so we are used to that black color.
Okay. I will pass it all on. And Apipoi, I don't know if I've said your name correctly. I'm sorry if it was incorrect, but Apipoi has just joined the program. So so they're very new to this. So you're getting a little introduction from two veterans, shall I call you? And three veterans. So even learning about signups and stuff is all very new and probably not something that you might jump into straight away, but these have been some great tips that I popped in the chat as well because you couldn't join earlier. But these guys have got good signups so far. So signups just being getting other people onto the Z Explore platform, and hopefully you get credited for it. So IBM knows it was you who referred someone to it. So I don't know if you have any questions, or Hanan or anyone else has any other questions. I think your tips from both of you they're quite logical, but they're really good. I mean, in hindsight, they're logical maybe, but they are all very good. Rituraj, your events, what kind of things have you done? Have they been in person?
Most of the time, I'm quite a different kind of person. I just take mainstream everywhere I go. That's like everywhere I go, I talk to people, specifically friends, and even sometimes I just say even people older than me, just about mainframes, not about Z Explore and all, but mainframes. That's what the kind of person I am now. Like there are some folks who I can relate with, like Pascal Gatlano. If you know that person on LinkedIn, he's really an enthusiastic person working in IBM Poughkeepsie Lab for more than 20 years now. He's really passionate, making all day he's making mainframe videos. Every day you can see some new video out there related to mainframe. So we are similar kind of folks, just talking about mainframes. We like talking about mainframes, learning, and just going forward. So whenever I talk to someone, I just say, this is mainstream, yeah. And that's why sometimes what happens is I never meet that person again. That happens. Some
So
people
actually
hate
it's quite
about
just
technical
casual
content.
and conversational more so than
Yeah,
it doesn't just have to be at an event, but you kind of just weave it into everyday
yeah, because
conversation.
event is like obviously not even in offline event, not everyone would be interested because they are new to this. And first of all, even there are lot many other programs which are available for students, they are not doing that. So it's really hard to get them into mainframe because even there are much more relevant programs which will be directly putting an impact on their resume and all this, but still they are not doing it. So it's like, I think it's all a problem of Gen Z. So it's really hard to get in, but yeah, communication is the key.
Yeah. And Thabani, have you done mainly in-person events? Yeah.
In person, I've been planning to have a few before end of semester, but I've had some pitfalls because of changes in semester tests and exams throughout the year. So I've been trying to look for a suitable date, not not too close to exams, maybe 2 weeks before exams.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been looking for a date.
It's kind of the downhill run now, right? To the end of semester. Everyone's got lots on.
Yeah. It's
Go
much
fast.
easier. It's much easier in the beginning. Yeah, in the beginning of the semester, where you find people fresh from home, they're coming back. They've got some positivity before the semester starts. It's new year. when you find them at that time, yeah, that's the perfect time.
So maybe for us too, we need to start focusing on sign-ups and referrals a little bit earlier as well for you.
Yeah.
Rituraj, we've recorded this. Obviously, we'll put this up on the platform as well so more people can hear it. I have a feeling there may have been a problem with the link, but I'm not 100% sure because you guys are here. But is there any other kind of final words? I think all the things you guys mentioned for tips, I think are great.
In this topic, I can't say there would be a final word because really hard to say because everyone would be having different scenarios. In my university, every year there are thousands of students enrolled. So it's really easy because thousands of students are freshers and just in computer science. So it's really easy for us. Yeah. It depends universities. There are a lot of universities in my country where there are only 200 people every year. So there's a difference, 1,000 and 200. So out of 200, it's really hard to get people out. 1,000, it's a bit easier when you compare it with 5 times the more people. It's more kind of people you can just get into the platform. Yeah. And for me, if you say, I'm trying to just build a personal brand on LinkedIn and trying to expand the network and get much more followers than before, just because I think if you have thousands and lakhs of followers on LinkedIn, eventually you can just do it in a finger snap. You just go on and post, and then thousands and lakhs of people can see the post. So yeah. I'm just trying to build that profile where people would be getting that value, and that's why I'm like consistently posting on LinkedIn, just because people should know about it. Some followers, and then if more students are getting connected, eventually the reach would be higher and more chances of that link would be working.
That's great.
It's like I want to become a LinkedIn influencer talking about mainframes.
You've definitely got the passion for it.
Yeah,
but I think it's a good point about the size of the university and the size of the pool of people that you have to pull from. So maybe back to your point before about practically tailoring your message to people so that you've got more chance of getting more people if you've got a bit more of a tailored message and a tailored call to action for them.
Yeah, I would like to say personal brand really helps. Like initially when I started, like people were like, what you are doing, all these things. But I am sure that once I get that whole thing, like champion is a big thing. Even in the ambassador, captain, and all this thing, initially people used to say after the Z Day, everything got changed. Now people are asking what it's all about, because initially they thought you're doing just something just for the sake of fun. Then later they saw my name on Z Day's website, and now even we have a lot more opportunities. And as a captain, now I have that whole thing to just wear that thing, and now people will be seeing me in that IBM thing, so they would be motivated to ask what you are doing. We also want to do it. So that really helps. If people are noticing you and they are coming to you. So that's how personal brand works. And you don't have to wear that t-shirt or something. If you have a good LinkedIn presence where you are posting regularly, or even sharing anything which is beneficial for others, or maybe increasing their level of knowledge, or any other tip, any events you have attended, any photos, and sharing the moments, it's really helpful, because now people will know what the mainframe industry looks like.
Yeah. And you build your credibility as well, I guess, the more you build.
Yeah, I saw a video from Devonte last in a couple of weeks, where they visited Share Atlanta with all the friends of the Albany State University. And I really liked it, because now the folks are seeing the real mainframe Z16, and now they would be really interested in it, because they saw the machine. This really exists. Because if you say someone about some supercomputer or mainframe, they have not seen. It's like a dinosaur. It's no one can see it just like that. It's not a personal computer or laptop that it would be there. And even in very large organization, mainframes would be there, and it's restricted access. I talked to a person in, like, my mentor in IBM India, in Bangalore campus. He told me that, Rituraj, it's really hard to get that room, because we are in some other building, and there's a separate building for the data center where the IBM kept its mainframe in that same campus. So it's really hard to get the thing. So they need that approval from the vice president and all for that asset. So yeah, it's not a normal thing to see a mainframe just like that. And data center in general is really hard to get in.
Yeah, I think that's like really insightful. So I think if no one else is joining, we're probably going to wrap this up. Thanks, Rituraj. Your recording, it will probably help out a lot of the others in their journey, and all of the points were like really helpful. I think
Yeah, great points.
the biggest takeaway I would take away from it is like it's about approaching the right people, and even better than that, it's just approaching people in general, because you'll miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah, I loved that. It's like stripping it right back to basics, right? You actually have to ask people to do it.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining, especially Rituraj, Barney, and thanks guys. Have a great day.